Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. It is September 15, 2017, 9:37 p.m. Birmingham. Topic: This is in part of the John Kerry series of why he went to the Antarctica. Now, I'm not going to start to where he boarded the plane and went to Antarctica. I have got to get some things out of the way to get your understanding of where I'm going and what I'm talking about. And that's going to be bringing some things up that may not seem like it's part of it, but it is. So let me start where there has been another mention recently of alien, a soft disclosure that's going to be hard disclosure. In other words, a sound, solid disclosure. But let me start back in the book of ENOCH. And I got to start there and kind of slowly move forward and do it this way because I'm going to have some blogs in between this and then the next two or three that I'll do on Kerry. So we know that the angels mated with the daughters of men. Offspring were giants. We know that they ate man's flesh and drank their blood. The eating meant gnawing or crunching down on flesh and eating bone. Given in marriage was forced marriage back in the time that the giants came upon the daughters of men. Obviously, they watched for a time and decided, wow, look at this. So it was an agreement between 200. Now, how many really came down? No one really knows, but 200, we're going to go with that number now. And the marriages that were arranged were forced arrangements. And you can see that today when people, the elite, sell their young children to someone for a lot of money and they don't know what happens to that child except it is sacrificed. I know I've jumped way ahead, but I got to go there. So now where is it today that talks about men eating flesh, that it's come to our time today? We'll look no further than Syria right now. They eat their own victims. Yes, they do, and they do it in Syria, and yes, they drink their blood as well. That's common knowledge in that area today. They said that aliens are under the earth. And what are aliens? Well, there aren't aliens, okay? These are demons or devils inhabiting human form. A demon is a disembodied spirit of the dead, which are the offspring of the watcher angels. But not all of them are dead. There are many stories of them living in caves like in Afghanistan, where one such giant was killed, but he had already eaten a lot of people, killed a lot of people, and even several of our U.S. military. Now, L.A. Marzulli and Tom Horn had several articles about that and about the one that was killed in Afghanistan, and he was delivered into our country. We don't know where he is, but they did deliver him here. So what about these so-called aliens? Well, there's not. Demons are devils of which have inhabited human or is in human form. They're not aliens. They're not from a different star cluster a billion miles away or 10 light years away or 100 light years away. They're just not. They're of here. And there are so many different ones that I guess they're calling them aliens, but that's what they choose to be let in by man. I mean, look, their agenda is not our agenda. Their agenda is that of the Illuminati. In fact, they control the Illuminati. So there's no proof anywhere that these demons are aliens or other life forms that came from distant galaxies. And we all hear about the demons, the disembodied spirits of the dead Nephilim or Raphaim or reptilians. The same evil spirits Jesus cast out are the same spirits of all the dead offspring of the fallen watcher angels. All are just that. And in 1 John 4:4, you, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. We who are born again, John 3:16, we have power over them, all of them. And Jesus made that clear. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And please don't forget, nothing can harm you, none of these entities, without your permission. And you got to give them permission or they cannot touch you. So now you know who the aliens are. They're not of other planets and distant galaxies. No such thing. Nothing more. But never forget, they will control your every move if you allow them to do so. They will hurt, they will torture, they will destroy you. If you are not saved, they will do whatever they want to you, because if you're not saved, you can't keep them out. But they cannot harm your soul. God said clearly, don't fear the ones that can destroy or hurt the body, but the one that can destroy the body and the soul. That's what God said. So it's not clear on how many are under the ice. It's not clear on what the chasm is, this divide that separates them from us. But apparently it's something that prevents them, the offspring, from coming across the chasm, but not preventing men from getting in. And if you go back to Abraham, when he was in the earth, and he was with the Lazarus, and then you had the rich man that called out to Abraham, said, Abraham, send Lazarus that he may bring a drop of water on the tip of his finger and put it on my tongue. And Abraham said to the rich man, he said, the gulf is too great. I can't cross it. Well, there Abraham said that he couldn't cross that gulf. The rich man couldn't cross the gulf. They could see each other and they could talk to each other, but there was a barrier between the two that neither could cross. This is not the case of men that live upon the earth and that go down looking into caverns or into the places that are jails or prisons for where the places that God put these beings. They cannot cross that chasm, but apparently we can. And John Kerry did. I won't go any more into this, not at this point, because I've got to get a lot of other stuff out of the way to lead up to this. And when I do the last blog, you're going to like it. But the surprising ending for John Kerry is going to shock you. Jody Wolf Expoz.